Who is representing traditional Christianity?
Well, if we're talking about Orthodox Christianity, the faith once delivered to the saints through the century, one voice stands out, and that's Patriarch Kirill of Russia.
I have been following him for several years. Last year, he gave a sermon in which he warned against legalizing sin. He was condemning the West for legalizing homosexuality and other sinful practices. He gave a sermon in November of 2017. He warned about the approach of the end of the world. I'm going to show this very quickly. We've got a video from Russia. I want you to see this. Watch this TV interview from Russia.
But why? Because the topic of death requires philosophical contemplation. And when a man starts to think about his own end, or about the end of the history, he is coming closer to the conclusion that as related to religious meaning.
And now in what case the end of the world will come?
In the case when the human society stops being viable, when the resource to exist will be exhausted.
In what case this can happen?
In the case when we have absolute dominance of evil. And why is human society going there? Evil is not viable. Systems where the evil is dominant cannot survive. If evil drives away good from human society, then the end will come.
Why do we have to talk about this today?
Because we are now living through a special period in history. Never before did human society put good and evil on the same level. There were attempts to justify evil, but never to say that good and evil are relative and not absolute truths. People's perception of good and evil was that they are absolute truth, and today they are relative.
When can evil unrestrainedly grow in human society?
Exactly when this point of view of the good and evil are the same triumphs globally. And we are currently not at the beginning of this process, but when a certain amount of time has passed, history as we know it is exhausted. So how can the Church keep silent? Under these conditions, how can the Church avoid sending up an alarm? How can it avoid warning that we are on a very dangerous path of self-annihilation? If the Church will not say this, then who will?
He's right. If the Church won't say this, then who will?
That's right. And so what we have happening here, Doc, is that the country that's under attack the most,
yes,
Russia, is right now acting the most Christian in the world. Now, what we just watched, that was a video clip from a national news television interview. Try to picture this. Okay, in the United States, CNN giving a major Christian leader a long-form, dignified, respectful interview to present views about Christianity and morality. If this was in the United States, CNN or MSNBC, whatever network, they would be attacking that religious leader, mocking him with questions. How dare you say that? You know, going after him with venom like a snake. But here was a Russian television network in a very dignified manner allowing the patriarch of the Russian church to talk openly about morality and Christianity.
What a contrast to Pope Francis.
We don't know this is going on the other side of the world.
Right.
But what we're being told is that Russia is bad, 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 evil, evil, evil. And what I'm seeing is no, Russia is maintaining, they're holding the line for traditional Christianity, and they're shocked, they're stunned at the immorality of the West, the decadence of the West. They can't believe that America has has walked away from Christianity and embraced paganism and homosexuality and all of these strange religions. This is stunning what we're watching. America's become communistic and pagan. Russia has thrown off communism and returned to Christianity.
Wow.
My friend, wherever I find Christians, Bible-believing, God-fearing Christians who are standing for morality, wherever I find them, they are my brothers and sisters. I don't care what country they're in. The national flags don't matter at that point. That man, that patriarch, he's my brother in Christ. Every Russian that upholds this Bible is my brother and sister in Christ. Every Christian in China that upholds this Bible is my brother and sister in Christ. I don't care what country they're in. Forget about the politics of the nations. We have to stand